Alright, this is a full moon reading for Taurus. This is the August full moon. It's a Sturgeon full moon in Pisces. So, fish on fish on fish. So, the timeline for this was last spring, and let me explain. There's something here that had been handled around March 11th through the 20th. That week is when this was handled. I'm not really too sure what exactly was handled. If you were around that time or you've been keeping a journal like I've been telling you, you probably have handled a lot of things, or you kind of came to an end of a relationship, an end of a thing, you had a dream about something that was an end, or you had a revelation about something that was an end. So, September 23rd and October 27th are going to be very big days for you. Now, reason is that that's 88 days. 88 days is actually a year in horoscopes and in tarot reading that this has been, been either finished, because March through October is kind of highlighted as active days. Usually winter's like off days, but yeah, so this is the end of the cycle, alright, for that thing that you handled back in spring. So hopefully it stays like that. But there is a September 23rd, October 27th, and October 22nd significance. 22nd came up, I think it's for somebody specific, but yeah, the 27th for most of you, the 22nd for somebody. So usually the Pisces moon talks about what you must sacrifice, your unconscious, what's blocking you from hearing your unconscious, and what is in store for you releasing something. It could be a relationship, it could be a circumstance, it could be a situation, it could be personal, a job, or a love connection. So it could also be a friend. So we'll see what happens. So number 1 is going to be, what must you sacrifice? We have the Justice card. The Justice card is the light side of yin and yang. It's the equilibrium of the psyche, of your perspective, a fair situation, logic and love, life, and deeds, impartiality, good advice, and firmness of character. So you have to sacrifice who you are as a person, basically. Like, you might have gotten sound advice, you might have gotten this, that, and the other, but it kind of restricts you from being yourself, or being more natural in what you do, being who you are, and taking life day by day. You might actually be kind of, in your own mind. You might actually be overthinking things. So, number two is, where must you listen to your unconscious? We have the Magician. The Magician is the creator and creative soul, craftiness, gale of positive sense, and strong will, and the sense of seeing things done, complete influence. So you might, in 88 days, might actually have a creative spark. It could be that you want to redo your house, you want to redecorate, you want to make side hustle into a more business-oriented thing, or you might have a design idea. That's for some of you. I know Tauruses are big into design. But you might come up with millions of ideas. It doesn't have to be limited to design or interior things. It could be something totally different. It could be a good idea that would help a lot of people with decor or design or fashion or reading or whatever the case may be. Whatever your side business is, I'm sure it will help somebody somewhere, and it will be really innovative, okay? Because, there's a need for that right now. Anyway, number 3, we have what blocks you from hearing your own conscience. We have the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is home and hearth, serenity in a familiar place, all that comes with family and friends. Someone looking out for the current's best interest. So there's somebody in your household or in your family that's constantly checking in on you and making sure that you don't do anything crazy. So they're kind of like probably the financial person. They're probably like, we don't have the budget to do that. That's a good idea, but whatever. I think it's better to make a prototype at the moment, and then as you get the materials, you can actually go out and do this. But until then, it's probably going to be like just writing it up, trying to make it a better design, trial and error, stuff like that. And getting feedback, But with prototypes, you have to send it through the mail, so you have the postage on it. So it's not just a piece of paper. Alright, so we have number 4. Number 4, what is in store for you upon this release of well-being, consciousness, thought? We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So a domineering female, need for control, selfishness, bossiness, jealousy, love, money, power, status, and insecurities and greed. So there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff going on, and I feel like this is on a cycle, because this is something that you handled in the spring. This is who you were in the spring of this year. You were probably secure, probably better off. You probably had a lot of things going for you. You might have had your dream job, and then everything kind of fell apart, or there was just too much going on and you couldn't keep up. Whatever the case was, you were sidetracked to some degree. So you went from one extreme to another extreme of energy. But yeah, there was a differentiation in the cycle, but it's a pattern that keeps happening. It's like you go from extreme responsibility to extreme responsibility at home, and trying to balance the two at the same extreme is not going to work. And I feel like it keeps going on like a teeter-totter of home or job being more distinct as far as responsibility goes. So there's a lot going on here. Anyway, Taurus, hopefully this helped you out in some way, shape, or form. I feel like your big thing is going to be finance, but it could also be some other things. But could also be status and your own insecurities. But it could also be like how you spend and your intake of financial needs and responsibilities are. So anyway, hopefully this helps you out in some way, shape, or form. The full moon is very mysterious, and it's been giving me a lot of different things, a lot of different memories. So you could be going through the same thing. Could be from long ago, it could be from recently, it could be from patterns that keep happening. But like how all these patterns started, you could start seeing that play back in your mind. So if that happens, it's kind of the moon's fault, not your fault, but usually it helps you to focus and meditate on why the pattern keeps cycling. Okay, so it could also help. Anyway, thank you, Taurus, and I will see you in the next reading, alright? Later.